Ian Tarimo, Bamaka Mabuka, and Alphonse Hamlin. So please, everyone in the empty seats, please do take a seat. So this session is going to be a recorded session. So I'm waiting for my awesome multimedia guy. And because we're not selfish, we're also going to share it with people outside, right? So share what you're passionate about, where you're from, and what you're passionate about.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hello.
So, as Mariam mentioned, I'm Alphonse Hamlin, and I'm one of the co-founders of TIE. So, I think, but I'm very passionate on creating, yeah. Mostly, I would say I started with doing photography for quite some time. And after that, then I moved to making videos, which are like live action videos, like the one that Mark is doing right now, taking us. Then afterwards, through the journey, it's part of like working in the community. Inspiring for me. Like every day, I wake up to think and create. And I would say just shortly, I've always been thinking of how to, be myself. Like, so all this struggle, like going around with, let's say, photography, doing videos and so on, it was part of like, getting to find myself and see how I can be able to, portray who I am. So, yeah, I think I found myself there, and it's quite enjoyable. Just thinking of the idea, working with the team, and bringing out something that is very beautiful and acceptable to the community.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you, Alphonse, for sharing. That's very reflective as you're answering and telling us. So what I'm from there, but born and raised in Dar es Salaam. A few times at the end of the year, I go to there to visit. So it's been my dream to speak Kinyakyusa. But I think as time goes on, now I'm thinking of new languages again. So yeah, that one we'll see. So from there, being raised here, and what I'm passionate about is mostly telling stories. It's not a camera, but I was using them to take pictures that tell stories without even knowing to get a picture and a photographer is the same thing. Later on, I came to realize I had a bunch of collected albums, because back then you take a picture and then it's official put in an album. So looking at that collection of pictures, there was so much stories that I accumulated, and it was a fortune really, because like it's moments that you cannot go back to again. And by that time, now we don't cherish so much pictures because we take them every time with our phones, and then sometimes we take pictures, we don't even look at them until we meet your friend, and then you're talking about a moment, and then you scroll back to find that particular picture. But when we are printing them for 400, they are much more valuable. You have your album in the sitting room, guests come and watch. So from that point, it went until I got to university, and I got more into telling stories using motion pictures and videos, and having a smartphone. I made the first documentary telling that very passionately, standing to make a time lapse. A time lapse is that video that you hold your phone or a camera for a really long time to record the moment and then you speed it up. So I was holding that like this, and I felt corner somewhere, getting the pictures of the cars passing. With all that, the reflection came to realize that how much I'm passionate about that. And then later on, I got into making documentaries, and the first time ever, I realized that I'm going to take it as a career path, using my passion as a career path is when I wanted to make a movie, the first movie in 2016. And I got to learn more about the passion that I had, which was telling stories using videos. I wrote the first movie in 2016 and then made a couple of short films. And then since then, I got to see how it's flourished more. So mostly I'm passionate about that. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Alphonse. I would say basically I feel like I refer myself as a dreamer and I'm a doer, but also I'm someone who tried to make things happen, make something from nowhere to see something happening. That's one of the things that made me have that drive. I was joking when I was speaking with Lorna this morning, like, you must have something that is back in your mind to really go through the journey that we have gone through. Remembering the moments where we didn't have an office, we didn't have any employee. We used to only meet once a week in the bar, and Lorna used to pay for our bills because this waitress could not allow us to sit without ordering something, and we did not agree. But one thing that was pushing me, even if we did not have team, is the dream. So I'll go home, sleep, and then I'll be thinking, maybe I should just give up. But the dream will be so clear somewhere. Not very clear, but there's just one thing that is really pushing me, that work up, go do it. So I would say I'm a dreamer and a doer, and my joy comes when I see something that came from an idea that I don't know sometimes where they come from, but you see them happening. We may not have any project, we may see a problem and design something, and then tomorrow to see the impact that you are making, that's where I get the joy, and that pushes me to dream bigger. So, one of my dreams was to come in Dar. Can you imagine? One of my dreams was to be in Dar. I told my dad, I've been living in Arusha, but I'm not going to study in Arusha for my university. I must be in Dar. When I was in Dar, I said, I want to be out of Tanzania. Within this, before I finish university, that's a window of opportunity. I want to be out of Tanzania. And at that moment I was saying that I did not even have money for lunch. But there was a dream clear that I must be out of Tanzania before I finish university. And I made it. And again, I keep dreaming bigger. So I want to dream something that is somehow, I would say, reasonable. When I achieve it, I dream it bigger. So that's why I found myself. Thank you.
Wow. Now, maybe you guys could have been a rap team. Rumaka Mabuka, you say dream, then you say team. You say, wow, you guys can rhyme. But thinking about where you've come from, I'm really interested in how you guys met, especially Ian, I know ulikuwa umetoka Arusha, na mimi nimesoma Arusha, kwa unajua Arusha wanaongea, ukaja wakutana na Rumaka, kwa Bongo, yani how was that? And then coming to meet Alphonse as well, I'd love for you to share how that was for you. What was running through your mind?
The time when I was in form 6, I started up on Tambaza. Ilitokea tu kwamba nilikuwa napenda sana kufanya kazi za kijamii, out of nowhere, just like, you know, kuna shule pale, hamna shimo la takataka. I'm like, guys, let's do this. And I go na chimba salamu, walikuwa kwenye vipindi, na tena nakuja, walizia shimo, then nakuja. So it went like that for quite some time, and then nikajoin inaitwa Yuna. Yeah. Tukawa nafanya mambo ya club na vitu kama hivyo. And then nilipoingia chuo nilikuta kama nilipotea hivi. Kama niko busy hapa. Party mwanzo mwisho. And then after some time I came to realize, you know what? I think I need to, you know, go back to what I used to, you know, do every time, like helping community, working with other people and stuff like that. So katika pitapita najikuta siku moja niko na kuna one of the guys anaitwa Sima, anafanya sana voiceover. kwenye most of the national organization huko vyuoni ambao tunakutana na ndugu zangu. So hakuniambia kama bwana mimi na Joy kuna kitu moja mbili tatu nne tano, and then tukakaa for some time. Kanikuta siku moja katika, nilikuwa napiga sana vitu by that time, sababu nilikuwa nimepotea bali kaingia na utana ndugu zangu hapa sehemu moja pale post inaitwa Florida, lakini kwa sasa hivi imefungwa. So nilikuwa na miaka mingi kidogo. Kwa hivyo napenda kujumuika kwenye mambo mbalimbali, ikawa so much easier to blend in and then kuweza kuwa na ushirikiano na watu wengine na kufanya conference mbalimbali, also kuweza kwenye community mbalimbali. Kwa hiyo ikawa more like, you know, stand out kidogo. Jana kaja juzi lakini matachanga la. So tukapata conference ya kwanza ambayo ilikuwa ni Morogoro. Then I went to Morogoro. I got a conference here, I was facilitating there. Then looking at here, I'm like, yeah, mwingi sana. Hata tunaweza kule Florida, but he is doing, you know, something that I also like to do. And after that, coming back now to IFM, nakumbuka nikifika kuna sehemu inaitwa Vibotani. Wako vijana wengi wanakaa pale. So by the time I got there, I was looking at a lot of young people. So So looking at these young people and what has been happening in Morogoro with the conference, like, you know, vijana wadogo discuss mambo mazito. I was like, you know what? I think I should, you know, get into this even more deeper. Kwa hiyo throughout the journey, kuna kutana kwenye conference mbalimbali na Ian, discussing, and then after finishing up university, ikawa na idea ambayo ilikuja haraka ya kwanza nataka nitengeneze vioo vya public. So I was very annoyed with the, you know, public toilets, and then I was looking at this guy from Kenya. Alitengeneza vioo fulani matata sana. Get chuoni pale kwa screen, kama unapiga vitu zako kwa screen. Kutoka hapo nje kuna duka, kwa pili kuna kuchota maji, marazuo, kuna place ya watoto kuchange diapers, vitu kama hivyo.
Meeting Wamaka brought, I would say, the fun of me out. I think when they came to Dar es Salaam, I was very serious. At that time, nilikuwa sijai kuonja hiyo kitu. Nikasema Mungu Baba, kijana mdogo hivi anasukuma kiti. Hapo ndio kwanza anatashika na mtu. But I was impressed. Mimi nilikuwa nimekaa pale, unajua, because I was very serious guy. This guy used to drag me to different places so I can loosen up. At a personal level, I was just shocked to see a very small guy drinking safari at that age. I was shocked. But also I was like, maybe he's very courageous to deal with big problems. So what was also
courageous to deal with big problems.
was also a way maybe we had to choose him to come over because he has that courage.
Wow, very interesting. Anybody else with any other question? Yes.
How did you learn about to do 3D animation? Because it's not something that you used to see every day. How did you find that need to be doing?
And try to engage young people into issues that affect them, but it's a bit hard. When they do evaluation, we'll start a class with like 100 kids. The moment you finish, maybe 50 of them, they're still in class because of option. We are not allowed to beat children, and they used to be beaten, and it was not just secondary school. So just making them quiet and listen to you was hard. Making them finish the whole 1 hour was hard. So when we are doing an evaluation, like, what can we do that is different, that will make these kids sit and listen to us? Because we believe what we are doing is good, but maybe our approach is not the right one. So as we are doing all this brainstorming, as Wamaka explained, is into the field. So like maybe we're also tired of moving from one school to another and to do the same thing over and over. So as we are brainstorming and say, you know what, we'll be doing this over and over, and we are not reaching the goal and the impact we want. Kids are not, we've tried so many games. First 3 months is awesome, after that kids are bored. So we had to think outside the box, and then we wanted to do movies. As we are discussing about movies, Alphonse's young brother was at home. He just finished learning animation, and he was playing with fire and doing some carrots. He was just, you know, playing with the creativity without a purpose. So he said maybe we should invite him and give him a good story, and then he can put it into animation. So he has the producer and director at that time because Alfonso was so much into photography. So he invited his young brother with his computer, and of course we spent 6 months to produce 3 minutes. And when we took back to school, it changed everything. Instead of asking a teacher to help us to make the kids sit down, the students themselves could organize themselves. Instead of managing 100 kids, the whole school wanted to see the animation. But it came out of failure in trying to solve a problem creatively.
Thank you. I believe we have another question from Rita, and then we have one from...
What's the next big dream for the team?
I speak about dream. There are two people, very important people just got here. I want them to, either I should say, shout out or something. These are people who also play a very important role into time. So maybe Edith, say hi.
Hi, hi, hi.
Christina.
Hi.
Kunalona. So I would say I have many mentors. I really wanted to write a proposal. I will never forget that. The only person to teach me how to write a proposal is Edith. And she took her time to teach me how to write a proposal, and I became a project manager, of whom Justina was the vice president in project. So these two ladies, while we are at university, they're the ones who mentored us. And we grow into what we are doing. So that's something we should appreciate. When they finish university, when they are busy kutafuta, afadhali wanakuja kuwa another mentor. So wakati amevurugwa pale, Lorna took over and she was, mentoring us, but she has been the longest forever. So Lorna akaenda kuwa rafiki wa Edith, so now we have like a pool of mentors and they continue mentoring us and we give back to everyone. In terms of dreams, of course, you also know our mentors who are now the board members.
Yes.
So basically, if you, as dreamers, we also have to realize that you cannot do it alone. You have to work with people underneath. You also have to have people above who will give you things, honest feedback, so that you keep improving. In terms of dreams, we're just having a quick chat with Chris, and he asked who are the really competitors when it comes to 3D animation in Tanzania. And I would say one of our dreams is to overtake our #1 competitor, which is, we don't have a feature film in animation in Tanzania. That's our #1 competitor, and that's also one of our dreams. But I would say the ultimate dream is probably one day tried to be that reliable source of educational content to Tanzanian young people. So they will be sitting at home, the parents will find it hard to talk about diversity and inclusion and people, anything that is hard for them. They know if I switch on to this content from time, it's easier to have that conversation.
And I'd love for one of you to please be vulnerable with us and share with us what is a moment where you felt like your relationship was really shaking, and what did you do to come back together, come back stronger?
And then we started looking for an office, a place that we could run our activities after sitting in bars and buy one water for 4 hours. So after that, we got to start looking for an office. It was quite a process, and then we, because I'm born downtown Dar es Salaam, I know different places because we lived in Kigamboni when we were in Isaac and Sinza, but I knew Changombe, I knew Tandika.
You were that guy.
Yeah, I was that guy. So we moved to, I recommended. Ian was pitching to me to move to town so that it would be easy to do fundraising and meetings. For me, I believed that's a place to stay. So it was a big hit one day that I woke up in the morning, everyone was gone. Even the furniture, everything. Everyone picked
They didn't even give you a heads up?
No. Everything is like I'm waking up in the morning. So that was a big hit for everyone actually, because brushing my teeth at like 7:30, us to that stage was mostly to look at the ultimate thing that we always wanted. So despite the fact everyone went to stay at their home, we came back to start meeting at one place, which helped us to get the first office.
Thank you for sharing, and we're so sorry that they broke your heart. We're happy your heart is mended. You want to add?
Yes. And there is.
To be continued.
So that was not a good experience. And things got even tougher. Be out for 1 year. That was like painful. Because at first I was happy, but I was, you know that moment you're happy and you want to cry. Because it's like we are only 3 people. And we have this dream together. And he got an internship to India. And then when he went to India, it was me and Alphonse. And it was also heavy because of other background issues. So what happened is when he was in India, do what your heart tells you.
Never forget that.
She didn't want to interfere whatever was coming up. So she was just saying, I told Guamaka to follow his heart. Me, I'm like, no, tell him to
That's
come
from
back.
your heart, Lana, we're using reverse psychology.
So when Guamaka came, I remember just to finish up. I told him everything's gonna be fine. Just come back. So when he came back, things were even tougher. But the beauty was we just got an empty office. And he's a downtown boy. Yeah, so we had to move in the office. So during the day it would be, and then at night,
It was a 2-in-1. Okay, everybody loves happy endings, right? Yeah, that it can be, the 3 of you, something personal, or something that, happened in the organization.
To go and apply for funds. And the guys in closets, everybody go home, we're going to apply for funds. And it was,
He didn't know the answer.
But yeah, so we went there, and then, so looking back at it, as the dreamer said, we're going to get this money no matter what, so that we can be able to run everything. And even manage, I think, 20 million at the time. We want to run everything. So yeah, we went to apply and didn't get it. It was okay. So we came back and we're like, okay, let's now strategize. Finding ways on how to be able to apply and be able to legit to get this kind of funding. And through that time is when we learned how to go around it and why we were rejected to be able to get that funding. And after some time, we actually came to a point we received our very first funding, which was from Sahara Ventures, where I received like 6,000 and then spent all of it on buying the machine. As the first machine, we took like 6 months to get 3 minutes animation. And by that time, we have like a idea computer that I go so that it can be rendering all this kind of stuff. And after receiving the second funds, we were I think it was one of the big moments, we were very happy about it. And the main reason was to be able to produce more and disseminate this kind of content as a community. And yeah, so I think we put all of the money actually to buy equipment and to disseminate more engaging into mental hygiene management compared to girls that are very open. So going through all of that, getting funds, being able to produce in time and disseminate, and then seeing these kids being very happy and saying I want to be like Zombie, but also engaging a lot in this kind of conversation. It was like it goes down to my heart, and I do need to do more of this so that I can be able to reach more people all around the country.
Wow, thank you very much. A round of applause for Ian and Samantha. I think on behalf of the team, I would love to say thank you. Thank you for